Hello, this is RV Vagabond Jerry, and today my cruise ship is stationed at the country of Belize City, and of the various tours options available, I chose to take a tour of the Mayan ruins of Xunantunich or something like that. I've heard it several times, still not sure how to pronounce it. I've seen Mayan ruins in other places. I haven't seen this one before, so let's take a look around. So this is the name of the place, and we go across this little ferry. We just walk across this ferry to get to it. Down there, it's going to be a lot of walking today. And this is my group that I'm with. And of course, there's a lot of these little shops selling all sorts of stuff. And there's my bus. It's a slow-moving, peaceful river. Let me look down the other direction. We're taking off now. A very short ferry trip. And you can see way down here is some rapids on the river. Nice. And now we're going to load into these 3 small vans, small buses, to go up to the place. And this place is right near the border of Guatemala. We do not go into Guatemala. It's just right near the border. So we've had to drive like, I think it was 2 hours from the docks, because we're going all the way to the other end of the country of Belize. Here's a little store here, and yes, they accept MasterCard and Visa. Here is a little bit of info. There's the first structure we see.
No. Nope. No.
Well, this is the big circle. Pan around it for you. Nice lawn. The guys said they use mowers and weed eaters to maintain the lawn and all the grass growing around.
We have the initiative of excavation taken by the University of Pennsylvania, followed up by the University of Texas, Northern Arizona, the Peabody Museum, the Cambridge Museum, and the last to join in was the University of UCLA and USAID. Today, out of 100%, we believe we have only exposed 2% of the city, which is what we're going to get to see. Down in my home village, they have found spearheads that dates back to 3,000 years before Christ. Now, we believe that at that time period, we had nomadic hunters who were in this area here mainly just, building small temporary camps. From the time that we got in the van and then we went up the first room, all the little man that you saw in that area there was studied in 2018 by the University of Texas, and they found out that that is the first village established in the valley of the Mopan area. So 1,000 years, 200 before Christ, we see history started to be written in this area here, church. But recently, we have found out that the people that quarried all the material that we see here, and the ones that did all the hard work removing the material from down there to here, were individuals that were between 4 feet and a half in height. They died on very young ages, between the ages of 30, 35 years. where the people that live down in the valley, they relied mainly on vegetables, red-eye beans, corn tortillas. So majority of the people that did all the hard work in this area here, they lacked a lot of proteins needed, and majority of the people that live down there are the ones that suffer from osteoporosis. Found underneath of the altar sharpened blades made of flint and obsidian. They found residue of copal incense. They found corn cob, and they found a cup with dried residue of chocolate. So this is where we believe, those special gifts was brought in to be given to their ancestors and to the gods. Okay, so this is one of the holy spots. They are the only ones that have long tongues. To give thanks to the gods that have, blessed them with bountiful harvest. When the Maya civilization collapses, we have Pope Gregory II doing amendments and building up his own calendar, and we end up having a calendar with 12 months. Now, if we were to use the focus pointing our calendar, we can find out that from the start of marking summer solstice. From the summer solstice, the sun moves back to the living structure.
You can see a big lawn here also. Oh, this is interesting. The guide said they estimate it took 300 years to build this, and they think it took 100 years to build the steps and up to there, and then another 100 years to build this section, and then another 100 years to build this top section, which was used as residences for their leaders, whatever they called their leaders of their tribe. You can walk all the way up. You saw some people at the top a minute ago. I'm not going to walk up it. I'd rather look at it from down here. Well, I went up 7 steps to this level, and those are really big steps. You practically feel like you're climbing it. But I wanted to get a good overall view of the other structures here too. Grass on top of that one, and a lot of things growing up here. I'm sure the higher up you go, the more different perspective you get of the structure. There's another big group of people coming in. And look at this tree. That is amazing. Look how many trunks there are growing up from that base. That's a pretty amazing tree. Looks like it started as 2 trunks, and then this one started sprouting more sub-trunks, or whatever you call it. Now this is the right side of it, and look what we have here. A stairway that comes all the way down to the bottom, going about a third way up to there. So these steps on the right side are much shorter, making a much easier walk going up. And look what we have here. About, I don't know, that far from the top is these carvings. Let me zoom in and see if you can tell what any of that means. It looks like a person's face. The rest of it, I have no idea. Now this looks like legs. Maybe somebody sitting on a throne. Very interesting. And to the right of the guy on the throne is another character. By the way, my camera has a 60x zoom, 60 times normal, and that's as high of a zoom as I've been able to find on this type of camera, which is pretty amazing to see the detail of that from way down here.
Rubber trees. So Mayans were collecting the sap of these trees, they were cooking it. Once the sap starts getting cold and thick, they're going to hand shape it and produce a 9-pound rubber ball. They would use turtle shell for shoulders, rubber pads for elbows and knees, and wooden nails for their waists. We're not sure about the rules or the points needed to be crowned the king, the winning team, but we know for a fact that after a game there was always human sacrifice. Okay? Now, you tell me, do you think they were sacrificing winners or losers, and why?
Winners because
Only the best.
Okay. Or the underworld. The heavens has 13 levels. The underworld has 9 levels.
Here's a forest of some very interesting shaped trees. And guess what this is? That is a termite nest. I bet they love these trees. And look how much soil is gone from the ground here.
You see on the ground are the fruits from the palm tree. Again, back to my childhood years, I recall that in the weekends I would go with my mom in the jungle. We would collect some of the nuts from the ground.
This place is really huge, much huger than you can imagine. This is only one of 4 courts, and this court includes this court and also the one between those 2 structures. There's a court they call A, B, C, and D. 4 courts and make up the entire property. And this too is just part of Court A, or actually they called it Plaza. Plaza A. This is the 3rd part of Plaza A. So the whole community is just gigantic compared to others, I think, in like Mexico and Guatemala. In this tour, we only have time to look at this one of all of the 4 different plazas in the whole property. And the guide said this whole entire community of all plazas was abandoned around 1000 AD. And I heard that in other Mayan properties like this before, in other countries like Mexico, the reason why the Mayans abandoned these properties was because their populations got so low to make it functional to live here. So the few Mayans that were left, they just all left and kind of spread out to live the rest of their lives in other societies. So the Mayans spread out all throughout the Americas. And I wonder how many people are still living that are Mayan descent. Well, folks, I found this to be very interesting. If you come to Belize on a vacation or something, take a tour of this place. I think you'll like it. Good day, folks.